The thing nobody tells you about self doubt, and it's not the enemy of your success. It's actually the map to your genius that belong to one person. I've been in the coaching industry for 5 years, and the pattern I keep seeing over and over is that the coaches who are struggling the most are struggling because they are overriding exactly the part of themselves that was their biggest power. Stay with me because what I'm about to share is going to completely flip how you see those loud, persistent doubts in your head, and why the way you have been marketing your high ticket offer is costing you the exact clients you want most. You know those thoughts that keep showing up. I'm too witty, too rigid, too sharp, too raw. People want polished. I can't bring myself to convince people on sales calls. The cookie cutter, same surface level marketing doesn't align with me. I can't do it. I want to lean back. I don't want to chase, but I still want to make big money. But everyone says for that I have to hustle harder. People are moving low ticket, and I am sitting here waiting to charge $5K, 10K. Am I delusional? And here is what I want you to hear. Every single one of those thoughts, that's not self doubts, that's self knowledge dressed in fear. That is a map to your genius that belongs to 1%. Because here is what I found when I stopped running from mine. I thought I was too witty. Turns out that I was just rooted. My directness was not a liability, it was a filter. It was a direction directing me towards my aligned path, giving me clarity what I actually craved on a deeper level. Not chase, convince based marketing, not more clients but aligned clients, not marketing that shrinked my identity but expanded every inch of who I am, marketing that expanded my relationship because it helped me evolving as a human being, as a mother, as a wife. Marketing that getting paid few dollars to thousands of dollars, not by chasing more but aligning more. And that aligning work requires a whole lot of shit out of you. I thought I couldn't convince. Turns out I was never meant to convince. I was meant to stand fully in what I stand for, and let be that invitation. The right people don't need your convincing. Your marketing needs to stand as an invitation. And what could be the best message for me as a projector? Don't convince, be the invitation. The biggest mistake I see coaches making consistently is suppressing their most authentic, most creative, most disruptive voice around their 1% genius, as that genius is not like everyone else. How it can be? Because it belongs to one person but wants to get louder, but because they are trying to adapt to what the marketing look like right now, following the set standards, recycling the viral post sounding like everyone else, self-doubting the very genius that belonged to one person, and then wondering why it feels like screaming into a void. For centuries, a perfectly curated world has been built around you. You pause before speaking, you used a filler, you lack confidence, you need a communication course. Your makeup is too natural, you need a full coverage foundation, cover those dark circles, look flawless. Your lips are not full enough, get them done. Your body is oversized, get it to 0. And every single time you almost accept yourself, the world hands you the next standard to chase, the next thing you are not yet, the next version of yourself that will finally be enough. And here is what's wild most. People are waking up to this in their personal life. Look at what's happening in the beauty industry right now. People are walking away from chemical-laden skincare that promise flawless skin and delivered inflammation. They're ditching foundation that sat on their face like a mask and going back to skin that finally breathes. The clean beauty movement didn't explode because of better marketing. It exploded because people were exhausted from a standard that was never built for them. Outcome was always a lie. What people actually wanted was alignment. something that worked with them, not against them. High ticket coaching got hyped on outcome based marketing. So, and the coaches who built their entire brand on that, they didn't do their homework, because your most conscious buyer, the one ready to invest $3K, 5K, 10K, they are not chasing the shiny outcome. They have heard the outcome. They are those witty souls that want an outcome with aligned path. What they're actually seeking as an aligned pathway, a coach who is living what they teach, a way of working that doesn't require them to shrink, force, or perform. Most conscious self doesn't run after that shiny thing, and neither does your most conscious expensive buyer. But when you build from aligned pathway, from identity, from philosophy, from your 1% genius, from this is the aligned pathway and this is how it works, you speak to the part of your buyer that is ready today. The part that's done forcing, the part that recognizes truth when they hear it. Now let me talk about confidence, because there are two completely different types. Earned confidence, external validation, results, evidence stacked to prove your worth it, as your whole identity depends on it. Owned confidence, owning your knowing, your lived genius, your aligned pathway. When I didn't have big result, I owned my truth. When I had some result, I owned my not so very smart genius. When I had big result, I still don't stack client testimonial as the center of my marketing, because I trust my own genius more than I trust external proof. The most visionary clients don't work with you because of your results. They work with you because of your aligned pathway. They work with you because of that 1% genius within you that make you the big yeses invitation, because they see you living what you teach. That's not a result game, that's a unification game. There's a trend I see everywhere: do more content, more funnels, more launches, more convincing, more force. And if it is not working, then do more. And I watch coaches exhaust themselves doing, then again doing more to force more until they are running on empty. That's not strategy. That's fear, where safety is only in doing more. Otherwise, how would you achieve results? Because this is the only way. So there is another way that comes before that hard work. That congruent point, that alignment point, where you stop manufacturing results, yeses, and you stand still in your lived genius that belong to 1%, and that is the invitation. And your stillness become the movement. You become magnetic, not because you are doing more, because you are being more of everything. You are being more of that lived genius that make you the big yeses invitation. This is not a fluff. You lean back. You can be expensive, rooted, creative, and still make the kind of money that most people tell you that require a lot of hustle. So here is where I want to leave you. The perfectly curated world will keep handling you the next standard, the next thing to fix, the next version of yourself that will finally be enough. You don't need any of it. What you need is to stand rootedly in your expensive self, to stop suppressing the rawness that is actually your power, to stop silencing the self-doubt that is actually your map to genius that belongs to 1% and the world actually needed. Joy is not in molding yourself to fit. The real joy is standing in all of who you are in your wit and still everything you wanted. That is not your ego, that is your rooted, expensive, aligned self telling you this is the aligned way, the most expensive way, where you don't shrink an inch of who you are and slowly and steadily still achieving all of it what your soul actually craves. So if that landed, tell me in the comments that what is the self-doubt you have been sitting with that's actually you feel that is your superpower. So if you are a visionary coach who is done forcing, done convincing, done controlling, and is ready to step into your being the invitation era for your $3K to $10K offers, you know your next steps.